Everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Adorkable Rachel, and it's time for another episode of Rachel Reviews, so let's just hop into it. Smallfoot is the latest animation film to come from the Warner Animation Group, which is the same company that brought us the Lego Movie. And I was actually surprised because I thought originally this was a Sony animation film, probably because the character designs just look so similar to the ones in the Hotel Transylvania movies. But I was wrong, and I was also really wrong in assuming that this was gonna be a throwaway lame movie because it actually did not disappoint me. Smallfoot is a twist on the Bigfoot legend where a Yeti named Miko, played by Channing Tatum, encounters the legendary Smallfoot, which is of course a human, and Miko is determined to prove the Smallfoot's existence to all the other Yetis in his village. And I don't mean to bring this up again, but this is basically the Hotel Transylvania plot all over again. These legendary creatures stay away from society for protection, but then a human comes into their environment, so then it becomes this whole big thing. Should the Yetis go public? Doesn't society hate us? And isn't it better to keep barriers between us and the humans? Obviously there's some significant differences between this and the Hotel Transylvania movie, but same basic idea that we've definitely seen in a lot of movies before. But given the elements and the legend, it actually does work really well this time around, and I even think it did a better job than Hotel Transylvania did. And something that I definitely didn't expect with this movie is that it's actually a musical! There are like 5 or 6 different songs sung by characters in this movie, and what I really like about all of them, besides the fact that they all sound really nice and are sewn really well into the narrative, is that they all seem to come from different genres, but don't feel the least bit out of place. From show tune to R&B to pop to classic rock, I couldn't believe I was really enjoying all these songs in a movie called Smallfoot. And in this day and age when only Disney seems to be doing animated musicals, and even those are really rare, kudos to this movie for going in that direction and still making it work really well. Channing Tatum as Miko is really likable in this movie. I keep forgetting just how animated he can be as an actor, and maybe that's because he always just looks so stiff. But I can see why he's one of Hollywood's most worked actors today. He just always has so much fun with the roles that he's playing, and this one is no exception. And damn! I had no idea, but he can really sing. He sings the movie's intro song introducing us to his village, and I couldn't help but smile and get really into the beat. James Corden plays the centrally focused Smallfoot named Percy, and I don't know what it is, but I'm getting so tired of him playing all these characters who just want likes and attention. I know he's very funny and a great host, but why do I constantly find myself just really not liking the characters that he plays? To be fair, Percy isn't so horrible. He's a researcher who wants to get footage of the Yeti for his animal show to improve its ratings. And he does have a semi-humorous song doing a cover version of Queen's Under Pressure but with internet memes. But again, why does James Corden constantly play obnoxious attention seekers? That's just such a weird role to be typecast in. Zendaya is also in this and sings a really beautiful song. And there are a bunch of other supportive characters that have a lot of talent behind them, including Danny DeVito, Gina Rodriguez, Common, and even LeBron James. I mean, he got cast in Space Jam too. I don't know, maybe he'll be able to carry that one a lot better than Michael Jordan did. The animation in this movie is absolutely stunning. There's lots of nice shots with neon lights and mountains and nature. The scenery and lighting in a lot of scenes are actually really beautiful. And while the character designs are pretty simple and standard, they still allow for a lot of expression and not too much distraction from the dialogue. And it also allows for the slapstick to really shine through too. A lot of the humor comes from the visuals in this movie, and sometimes it even feels like it came straight from a Bugs Bunny cartoon, which is of course fitting because this is a Warner Brothers movie. And the jokes in this movie are also really funny. There is some of that loud, obnoxious humor that we get in a lot of family films, but for the most part, I didn't really find myself cringing, and it wasn't in it that much. It was actually, for the most part, pretty clever. And in another unexpected twist, the movie actually does have a very strong message about how you shouldn't believe everything that you hear. In our era of #fake news, this movie really stands out because it compellingly shows us that the truth, no matter how harsh it is to hear, is always so much better than a lie. If you have questions about anything, religion, politics, history, that's okay. In a very smart way, this movie explores how we as humans are curious, and sometimes questions and knowledge can be scary, but the more that we know, the less we can live in fear and the more we can progress. And it's okay to hold on to tradition as long as you're open to new ideas. Knowledge is power, baby! The ending, though, does kind of have one little thing that bothers bothers me a bit. Not going into specific spoilers, but our hero Miko has to apologize to a big group at the end of the movie, and I don't really know why he did that, because the one that should apologize is the one that initiated him to lie in the first place. They were the ones deceiving the village and encouraged Miko to lie and had to learn a big lesson. They're the ones who should apologize, not Miko. Why is Miko saying he's sorry and not them? But other than that one very nitpick tidbit, I actually found this movie to be incredibly delightful. It's clearly aimed at kids and families, unlike the Lego movie, which seemed to speak to everyone on the age range spectrum. And the movie does have some of your typical family movie tropes, but it has a very engaging story and characters. It's really pretty to look at and listen to. It's got a great sense of humor and a lot of creativity put behind it, along with a really fantastic message. It's really hard to not like this movie. And Smallfoot also reminded me why I really like talking about movies, because for better or worse, movies do have a tendency to surprise us and do something inside that we just didn't expect. And that is exactly what I got with this movie. I'm not saying it's a big masterpiece and it's definitely going to win the Oscar for Best Animated Film next year, but if you're looking for a really pleasant movie with pleasant characters, pleasant visuals, and a really great message, then I can't believe I'm saying this, but Smallfoot is a small little movie with a really big heart to embrace. So those are my thoughts on the Warner Animation Group film Smallfoot, so now I want to know, what did you guys think of the movie? Also let me know, there's a lot of movies out there about creatures staying away from society, but then they come together and meet and have to decide if they should stay. So tell me, what's your favorite movie that goes along that storyline? And are there any other movies coming out soon that you want me to review? Well, go ahead and leave your comments below, be sure to like and share, and if you're new and like what you saw here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to hit the little bell button down there to get notified when new stuff comes out, because I make new videos every week! Bye, Adorkable Buddies! I'll see you soon!